the same prosecutor that would never bring a case if he didn't have the evidence to charge, has held a man without an actual trial date more than 90 days. So much so that the most recent judge that heard this told his ass to hurry the fuck up. We're on a fucking clock. And if you don't have it by the time we come back here in October, this shit is done. So many words. In so many words. We still got people out here. We still have individuals. Hey now. And y'all know them police officers, they good and honest. They wouldn't do nothing to that man if it wasn't warranted. Y'all just sit and wait for snow to fall in Africa.
Yikes. Yeah, he does got you hyped.
Be fair. If you fair, then you're fair. If you're fair, then you're not presenting everything that Jonathan Major's lawyer says as to be highly scrutinized and overly skeptical. Then when the DA is silent, it keeps delaying the proceedings for a case that they supposed to have had sold up way back in March. Oh, I ain't got nothing for that. I ain't got nothing for that. No criticism, no scrutiny whatsoever. What's fair about that?
I don't know. That's weird.
About that.
That's weird coming from him.
Still holding on to this idea. This. Oh man, there's something there. There's something there. Articulate it for me. You tell me exactly what it is you need to see in the lines of physical evidence that would outweigh the fact that this lady is accusing him of lacerating her ear and breaking her finger in the back of a cab in Manhattan. We can track her from that fight all the way to his apartment. We see her at the club. We see her on the street. We see her walking into his apartment. We don't see the injuries. There are no injuries. A laceration means a cut to flesh, open wound, open flesh. That means blood. She has bleached blonde hair. I think I can spot blood in bleached blonde hair. I don't need to be a criminology expert. I don't need to be a fucking lawyer to see blood through bleached blonde hair on pale skin.
Facts.
You don't need to be a fucking expert to see somebody saying, "Ooh, shit, my finger. Ooh, don't twirl me by my finger. That shit hurts. Ooh, I can't grab this rail because my finger hurts because it's fucking broken, right?" None of that would fucking matter. None of it would matter, Josh. None of it would matter if the prosecution had handed over the evidence that they've had for well over 90 days now of the woman texting her friend in England saying she has absolutely no clue how she got these injuries. Are you stupid? Oh, but she knew exactly what the fuck happened when the police showed up, right? When he broke into the room she locked herself in with sleeping pills and alcohol after she tried to tell him that she gonna kill herself.
Yep.
Maybe that's what happened. That's what happened. That's what he's waiting on, right? She sent a suicide text and he saw his career going up in flames. So he sped it over to his apartment, beat the shit out of her, knocked her out, went back to his house, locked the door, left out of a trap door because, the front fucking door was locked.
Nuts.
Because why would a prosecution charge something and take it all the way to trial if they didn't have evidence? Why? Why would they ever? Why?
Shame.
And while we're at it, we should also solve the problem of why black people are only 13% of the American population, but we fill up 2/3 of the prison population. Maybe you can answer 2 of those questions at the same fucking time. Answer them for me. I'm gonna ask you both of them fucking questions and see if you can come up with a solution. 13% of the country, 2/3 of the prison population. How the fuck does that happen?
Somebody's hunting niggas.
The fucking reason why a prosecutor would take some shit to trial without a shred of evidence. Maybe, just fucking maybe, that's the reason why there's no more strangulation charge.
They out here witch hunting niggas.
And it ain't even happening in a police department that doesn't have a long history of corruption.
Long storied history.
It's the fucking NYPD. It's the NYPD. You got me sweating, man. Start the dozen nails so I can stop talking.
W's and L's, the weekly recap show. We give a dub to the things that we like and an L to the things that we don't. It's on you.
Whew. Calm down for a second. Okay.
Pop the molly, he's sweating.
Yeah. Ahsoka, episode 5. Let's talk about some positivity. Let's get some good news in here, man. Because Lord have mercy. Some of these YouTubers gonna lead y'all right into a ditch. They hold on weights. If they hold on weights, they gonna lead y'all right off a cliff. Y'all keep holding on. Hold on tight. Bottom's a long way down. Anyways, Ahsoka episode 5. It's fucking awesome. Loved everything about it. Loved the nostalgia fest. Loved the cutscene with Anakin Vader, while they're there in the War Between Worlds. Loved everything about episode 5. Excited to see episode 6 tomorrow. It's tomorrow now. It'll be yesterday when this comes out. To see, hopefully we get a glimpse of Thrawn since we go into that faraway universe where Thrawn is. I don't think we'll see Ezra, but just give me a show of strength from Thrawn to let us know exactly why we should be so shaken in our boots by the blue guy. That'll suffice for me. That'll suffice for sure. But so far so good with that series, man. I'm loving it. Some go moments, some slower moments. The second episode being like 39 minutes, wasn't in love with it. But hey, look, all in all, very positive. I'm enjoying my time there. I wanted to give a big birthday shout out since we didn't get to it over the weekend to my boy turning 40 years old, man. Y'all clap him up, man. Josh had a birthday on Friday, lived it up. Had some Metamucil in the morning.
You have another friend named Josh?
No, you. Your birthday, your 40th. I was just letting people know that they should wish you a happy birthday.
I'm not 40.
You won?
No.
Not
40 nothing. Stop it. I hate this.
8? I didn't know you was that much older
32, and in the famous words of Taylor Swift, I'm feeling 22. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yep.
Thank Josh. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. If I didn't get to this, I would have lost my mind. I've been so upset. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So yes, shout out to my middle-aged friend here and his birthday. I'm sure he lived it up.
All right.
Here we go. Oh, and then for my last dub, he actually got a treat on Friday night. Got a dose of nostalgia for himself, right? Because our former high school teams won Whetstone for Josh, Whetstone High School here in Columbus, and won Beechroft High School for me in Columbus, matched up in an early season duel. Josh, do you want to let the people know what the score was of our former high schools?
All I know is that Beechcroft was down in the first quarter.
What was the score?
I don't know. 62 to something.
Beechcroft 62, Whetstone 28. Happy birthday, Josh.
That's crazy. Haven't played football for high school in 15 years, but here we are.
Yeah, oh yeah. You lucky I didn't drag you out to the game. You lucky I had someone else to do.
That's nuts. I wouldn't have gone. I'd have been like, nah, I'll wait for a good game.
Get to my L. First L is going out to Mr. Vivek Ramaswamy. Getting really tired of this individual.
Same.
Not really making all that much headway in the Republican primary.
Of course.
Just good for like really shitty sound bites. I think he'll end up in somebody's cabinet. Sure. Whoever end up winning the nomination. If it isn't Trump. Trump has said that he wouldn't be, but let's be honest, Trump will take anybody who's willing to lick his taint. And Vivek will be willing. He'll be willing. Mouth wide open. But the reason why he's getting this L from me is because he's been one of the talking points he spewed off on is being anti-woke and anti-affirmative action. Anti-affirmative action. Would it come to surprise you that somebody who's anti-affirmative actions, I don't know, like the Asian student group who probably used affirmative action to get into college that helped get done with affirmative action? Oh, okay, yeah, something like that. So Vivek Ramaswamy, who was already making well over 6 figures at the time, took a scholarship, an affirmative action scholarship, based on his ancestry, right, that he somehow calls a merit scholarship. I thought that was the whole point of hating affirmative action. I thought background, I thought, ancestry does not constitute meritocracy. Merit. I didn't think those two things went hand in hand. I thought that when you were admitting people based off of their skin color, race, creed, religion, blah, 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 that's so wrong. Was it wrong when you took your $50,000 for your scholarship, fam?
Your handout?
Oh, when somebody hands you a merit-based scholarship, you take it, even if it. Hey, fam, no. It wasn't merit-based. It was brown skin-based. Get the fuck out.
These politicians or something else.
Or something else, for sure. L for black love, man. L for cocoa shea butter, smooth skin, black excellence, recording videos together. Damn, man. I really hope the reports aren't true about why it's gotten like that, because maybe they can reconcile. They did say separated and not divorced.
Yes.
Meaning Tiana Taylor and Iman Shumpert. So I'm hoping I hope for them. It definitely seemed like one of the quintessential black excellence couples in Hollywood, if those things even exist.
Sure.
Once again, you never know what's going on with these celebrities. You never know what they got going on in their personal lives. But I'm wishing the best for that family, because I always have. And I'm hoping they can find a way to work it out.
Everybody's hashtag black couple goals and freaky couple goals.
Man, they've been that for a while. For a long while. 7 years.
Yeah.
7 years. Oh, this was actually not a surprise. We've actually been talking about it for a few weeks now. It seems like they have come to a decision and they have canceled one of our favorite shows, Winning Time. Unfortunately, no more John C. Reilly, no more, who was that? Adrian Brody.
Yeah, no more Magic or Cap.
Yeah, man, I didn't know who those actors were. So
I feel like his name is like Quincy Isaiah or something like that.
Oh yeah, Isaiah, yeah. It felt like it was getting ready to get canceled. The way that they were rushing towards the end of this season, it felt that way. So it looks like episode 8 is going to be the last episode of Winning Time. How much do you think the celebrities that were being referenced in the show had to play into it being canceled? Or do you just think it was a viewership thing?
No, something else had to play into it. I just feel like there were too many people online talking about like how bad this is that they canceled it.
I'm going to throw a conspiracy theory out there. I think that some of the negative, nobody's watching this stuff and blah, 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 blah. We know celebrities and companies buy bots and they buy influencers, and that's a thing. So, like, if I'm putting on my tinfoil hat, I'm saying that maybe some people who are being depicted in this show didn't really like it, didn't like their characterization, and did everything that they could to actively see this show fail.
I can see
That's
that.
usually what happens when you start pulling back the curtain on people's improprieties, their misgivings. Like, they don't want that shit shown to the world. And then they cry about how untrue it is. And, I mean, that part of it was getting pretty old to me, is hearing people kind of take what is clearly stated, like in every episode that I've watched of Winning Time, that is an over-exaggeration, it's a dramatization. It's meant to be salacious. But it isn't coming off of complete falsities either. Yeah. And so to see the reaction by somebody Jerry West doesn't act like that. I 100% believe he did now. Because why would you need to come out here and set the record straight on satire?
Yeah.
It's a self-report. Why would you need to set the record straight on a dramatization on a show that's literally telling you, yeah, we're boosting this up for effect.
And his reaction,
I ain't do that. Okay, yeah, you did something.
Your reaction showed us that you were actually that character.
And they all of them, Nate, Sally, Jerry West, Jeannie, who else was saying that it was bullshit? Magic. I mean, it's just like, and then they come out with their own doc simultaneously.
We had somebody in the comments ask us what we thought was better between Winning Time and The Last Dance. And I felt like from an entertainment standpoint, it probably was Winning Time, just because all the characters were characters. But then the
See,
documentary,
those two, right? Like we can talk about which one was better in a minute, but I'm saying in terms of how they were presented, it was all presented from Michael Jordan's perspective, reasonably. Then there were others that were upset with the portrayal. Scottie Pippen was mad about how he was portrayed. Isaiah Thomas was mad about how he was portrayed. We didn't sit up there and call the whole thing false.
yep,
But we completely understood going in that this was Michael Jordan's doc. So it was going to be shown from a perspective of Michael Jordan. We knew that.
mm-hmm.
We didn't come out here and be like, oh, no, y'all lying. That shit ain't happening. It went inaccurate. Blah, blah, blah. It is very interesting. I think from a historical value, Last Dance gives me a little bit more just because, I understand what they're doing in Winning Time, and it's not meant to be strictly historical.
Yeah.
So,
from an entertainment standpoint, I felt it was better. But from learning new things that you didn't know and like, all sorts of things like that, I feel like obviously it was interesting for
taking a peek into some situations that we knew happened but never really got the play-by-play on, like the Steve Kerr punch.
Yeah.
Like the last shot in the 99, was it the 95 finals where Kerr hit the shot?
Was it 95 or 96? I can't remember.
Right, like we got to get a look into that. The whole thing with Tony Kukoc, right? That saga with kind of integrating him into the team. Jerry, what is the guy's name? The general manager,
Jerry Krause.
Jerry Krause. Like we would have known nothing about that relationship from an insider perspective without the Last Dance. So that's why I give Last Dance the edge on that one. You got to pull up a video for me. We have to watch someone named Officer Tatum.
I forget where it was at. Instagram. It was at the Alabama game. Alabama ended up getting their heads beat in by Texas. It was a great game, actually, but Alabama lost to Texas. And there was a clip of a kid yelling, "Take y'all butt back to the ghetto, back to the projects."
Go back to the projects. You guys are all. They said, "Go back to the projects." That's what they said. They didn't say, "Take y'all butts back to the projects." Like, why are you censoring the words that you heard clearly on the video?
You know why.
Make it seem less offensive. What the fuck is your problem?
You know why.
Black people were offended by that. This is why I think people are just mentally ill that are pushing the racist thing. Do you know the kid that's yelling, "Get back to the projects," is paying to watch a game essentially where the kids that he's talking about are on full scholarship? They at the game free, they on the team free, getting treated like kings. And this person is at the game paying for a ticket
since you have more
that
money,
funds.
Someone calling you a faggot and telling you to go back to the fucking projects is not racist. This is mental disease. This is mental disease. This is I have white on the brain and I can't get it out. Look at it. Look at this. Some people actually think they're racist. That's what they actually think. Now, think about this. You got white boy paying to see black boy play football. Think about it. You got white man paying to see black man play football. How's that racist? And the black man now on full scholarship. Yeah, he get fed, he get housed, and then he gets marched out into the gulag to fight like a fucking gladiator. Like a buck-broken fighter. And Mandingo fights. Exactly like that. Yeah, we put you in a big house, let you sleep good, give you all the women and liquor you can handle, and then on Sunday you can come out here and kill these other Negroes for me so we can win. Like, it's historical. It's brain dead, brain melt. It's everything he described to people who are calling this racist.
It's predictable as hell.
Damn. I don't even know why I'm reacting like this because I knew exactly what to expect.
Like, I swear he was putting words together. I'm just like, oh my god, he's not about to. He's not gonna say it.
Let's hear the rest of the explanation. Let's hear the rest of it.
Players getting a full scholarship. You know what a full scholarship means? It's not a full academic scholarship. It's a full athletic scholarship. That means that you get pampered. When I was on full scholarship at the University of Arizona, and we weren't even winning. We weren't even like a big school. We got all of our meals paid for. That means all you can eat dinners every night. All you can eat. They catered Boston Market. They catered all these really nice restaurants. All you can eat every night.
What the fuck does that have to do with anything? So if they go to another college stadium next week and they get called a faggot and told to go back to the projects, it's not racist because they get to go home to their full ride scholarships?
Yes, bro.
You're
That's
out of your mind. So when somebody writes all over LeBron James' gate in his Calabasas home,
he's rich.
it's not
Who
racist
cares?
because LeBron has money.
Yeah, he's rich. If you're rich, there's no way to be racist against you.
Officer Tatum, you are an influencer of some size, right? You end up on some pretty big platforms. I've seen you on Fox News before. You get up there, right? You make a decent amount of coin from this profession. You are also a person who has a slightly higher stature. People recognize you. You have some sort of celebrity, right? So if I call you a coonity coon coon crunchy cracking croon, right? If I call you that, then it's not racist because you have money and more influence than me. I can't possibly put any prejudice or bigotry upon you because you got money and influence. That's how that works.
It's
Even
literally
though
it's literally the exact same thing that they said to Colin Kaepernick. Why are you kneeling? You came from a good family, so what's the problem? Nobody's being racist against you.
once again, when I call you the biggest coon at the coon party, then it's not offensive in the least bit because you good. You got money. You got influence over me. I can't offend you in that way because you have those things. I don't even come out my. This might be the first time I've ever called somebody a coon on this show, but it's good for Officer Tatum because Officer Tatum believes as long as you have some degree of separation in your finances and your social status, then racism shouldn't be able to touch you.
Yeah.
It doesn't exist for you. It just goes
Yep.
poof.
It's gone.
You don't have to watch the rest of this shit. That's enough. My last L. Don't know if this should be a joint L or not. I'm going to talk it out, and then y'all decide whether or not this organization also has to wear this L with this individual. So let's start with the individual. You mentioned her earlier. Miss I'm Feeling 22 herself, Taylor Swift. I don't know when the obsession with Beyonce started exactly. Her fans or her, because they're both obsessed with Beyonce. And Michael Jackson by association for some reason. I don't really get that. But yeah, this obsession with Beyonce and how she does her performances and how she makes her songs and how she tours, just everything about her trying to be copied by the colorless one. I, I really don't understand it, but she's going so far now that she done paid somebody out of either their AKA or Alpha by Alpha to teach her how to stroll. Because I know whose moves those were. And it's only two organizations that would have had any type of official capacity to show her that. To show her how to do it. If it wasn't just a straight up member who helped choreograph it. I know where them fucking moves came from. So again, Taylor Swift definitely gets an L for like having to be exactly like Beyonce, who coincidentally didn't have to use any specific fraternity or sororities moves to do her HBCU tribute. Difference in cultural relevancy there. That's why Beyonce can do it and Taylor probably shouldn't.
It becomes appropriation at that point.
Literally up there strolling and stepping like an alpha. Alpha Phi Alpha. If y'all totally cool with that, wear that L right with her. Now, if it was an erroneous member who showed her how to do that shit and choreographed it for him, you call them niggas out. You call them to the table, and you find them at the next conclave.
Somebody took a bag from some fraternity or sorority.
She paid a good bag for it. I'm just saying, you would never catch no Taylor Swift out there like this, throwing up the bow and the shield. Ever. It's not a thing. Not gonna happen. I don't. You know what? For as much beef as I've had in my collegiate career with the Qs, I don't think they would ever. I don't think they would ever let him
for
go
sure.
up there and throw up the hooks, start barking, none of that shit. Ever. The oldest Greek letter organization of all time is going to allow Taylor Swift to recreate their strolls during a tour?
Mm.
Ah, disgust. My frat would never, never, ever. All right, that was my last L.
Oh shit! All right. Well, you took two of mine, so you made my short list even shorter.
Which ones did I take?
Tiana Taylor and Winning Time. But maybe that's a good thing because that allows me to get right into the shit. What's going on with Adrian Broner?
Hey, my boy, who cooked this, my boy? Because I'm about to check my shit right here, my boy.
So what happened?
I got to check it right here to make sure ain't nothing wrong with my shit.
You need a shirt to be.
Hey, man, relax, my brother.
You relax.
Man, which one of y'all did that, bro? Come holler at me, my boy.
Calm down, or I'm gonna call the cops for you.
Man, I ain't worried about no cops. I'll buy him too. Okay. My boy, come holler at me, my nigga. I'll come grab you up back there, my boy.
Sir, can you put down a record?
Nah, hell no, we gotta record this, cause this is crazy.
Back.
She calling the police.
What's going on?
What I expected to happen to Adrian Broner.
Bro is pulling up into McDonald's restaurants looking like Britney Spears with the panties and all, trying to start fights with McDonald's employees.
I'm dancing naked in the house. I feel like Britney Spears.
I'm dead ass serious. Do you need me to pull this up? Bro has no.
I saw it.
Okay, yeah, like
everyone and a mama was trying to tell Adrian Broner to slow down and focus before he loses his career.
Yes.
Now, a couple bad losses, a couple years later, we out of shape. We all over social media, you know, because I guess that's good for his brand. He needs something to do after boxing because it's just not gonna happen. And it's so sad.
Mm-hmm.
An Ohio native, a Cincinnati native. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, Cincinnati guys. That's a dude that you would have liked to see make it.
Absolutely.
And to a certain degree, he did, right? He's had some big fights. Just never hit the top end of his ceiling, and will never will, because he spent the better years of his prime bullshitting, not training hard, taking bad losses, and now you old, and ain't nobody looking to get a fight with you, fam.
Mm-hmm.
You know what Adrian Broner's next fight is going to be? A primer. It won't be a contender fight. It won't be a title fight. It will be a primer.
Which is
will
crazy.
Be a stepping stone on someone else's ascension to a title fight.
Yeah.
Adrian Broner, AB. And it's sad to see, man. It really is.
How the mighty have fallen from about billions to about burgers in such a short amount of time. You know? Crazy. All right. You gave an L a couple weeks ago to Noah Lyles because of his ranting about how leagues like the NBA call themselves the world champions. The world champions of what?
Even though they don't. Like, if you want to blame the American public for calling themselves world champs, then I guess pick that bone. But it was stupid, not only for him to say that, and then other NBA brain trust people to second it, like Stephen A. Smith.
Yeah. Or Giannis Antetokounmpo, who is a NBA champion, who wears the hat.
Giannis been saying weird shit for about 2 years now.
That's a fact.
If I lose the championship, that's a failure. I go all year, I perform, I do what I do, I win MVP, we play good game. But if I know win final, that means I fail. Yes, Giannis, that's what that means. What that means. That's what it meant to Jerry West. That's what it meant to Magic Johnson. That's what it went to Larry Bird. That's what it meant to Kobe Bryant. That's what it meant to Michael Jordan. That's what it meant to Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, the Warriors. That's what it meant to them. Now, if it don't mean that to you and you are not of that cloth, just say that. Say that. But I know you, when you got your NBA championship, you ain't got a single bit of memorabilia that says world anything on it. Not the trophy, not the hat, not the t-shirt, not the celebratory cigar that you smoked in the locker room, not the champagne bottle that you popped, not the goggles you put on your head. There wasn't a single thing in anywhere that said world champion.
And we have plenty of 4K snapshots of it. What are you talking about?
If you want to be that nigga's friend, you could just been his friend in private.
Right? I need to know why your Giannis sounds like Pinky Doll.
They're both Greek, actually.
Are they? I did not know Pinky Doll was Greek.
I don't know.
I don't think she is.
I was trying to sound like Russell Crowe from Thor: Love and Thunder.
Fair enough.
It's me, Zeus, the King of Thunder.
That's closer. All right, I'll give you that. 2 more L's. This will be a quick one. Soulja Boy, the first to do mini. The first to make Marcus crank that Soulja Boy on the podcast. He is also the first to get on stage and have his chain fall apart on stage. Yeah. Like he had, you know how rappers got like a whole bunch of chains on now. One of his pendants just dropped right off onto the crowd.
Oh, somebody get the tester. Get the tester. I heard it clink back on the floor. Somebody get it.
That shit literally probably hit a fan right in the head. Like that's how it fell right off. That shit was nuts.
He's old. Maybe the clasps on it are old, and he needs to get it replaced. Let's
hope, for Soulja Boy's sake, because I'm pretty sure he's probably fighting fans on Twitter about it right now. So let's hope.
Who had that chain?
That sounds like a convertible chain to me, fam. You might need to get that shit looked at.
That's why the clasp was broken. I had that chain since 08.
Yikes. Not the convertible chain. All right. This one's a little more serious, I guess, but it's probably going to take a little bit of time. I'm giving my last L to Sneako. I'm sure you've probably seen the video today. Maybe not. Okay. Sneako went to some event. It seemed like a football game or some event. And he saw fans of his, very young fans, like 12 years old. And they were like, oh, like excited to see him, wanted to take pictures, yada, yada, yada. And then one of them just started saying like,
fuck the woman, fuck the woman.
What? No, wait. We love women.
Fuck women, blah, 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 and just started like going crazy. And he's like looking at them like, what the fuck? Like, why would you say that? Why would you do that? Sneako, what have you been doing? What have you been pitching? Have you not been Andrew Tate Jr. this entire time?
And face that, man. Look at that. Take it in and know it's your responsibility that you did it. You wear it. They don't even have to have been listening to you directly. But I want you to feel the direct impact of what this trash does to not only the adults that listen to you, but when it unfortunately trickles down into the adolescents within the home that hear it and pick it up and start living by it. That's what it looks like.
Yep.
Because at its core, that's what your message is. You're not going out of your way to separate yourself from the misogynist. You are the misogynist. You are that. It's your niche.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, it went from like misogynistic, then it went to like transphobic.
We love women.
But not like transgenders.
Yes, sir. We love everybody. No.
All gays should die.
Yeah, merch, preach.
It was just like, bro, what is happening? And you could tell they were just like repeating things that they've heard.
What the fucking fuck? Oh my god. I didn't even know what a transsexual person was. Like, I didn't know what that was until like well later in life.
Yep.
Wasn't even a thing that I thought about to be able to hate it. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you get access to these things so early in life that you've learned to hate them? Because after you just learn about them, you have to take a bit of time to be able to conceptualize something like that.
Sure.
Talk to a 5-year-old about an individual that grows up physically one thing, but is mentally something else, and then changes their physical makeup to fit that for the rest of their life. Explain that to a kid and just watch their face. So, like, not only had they known about this stuff long enough to form an opinion on it, they've been able to understand it and conceptualize it, which takes a person that age a very long time.
Yes.
It's been long enough that they've learned to hate it. Like,
that's why you know.
And how ever present that type of messaging has to be for a child to understand it and start spitting it back out.
I was gonna say that's how you know they're recycling the things that they've heard and just regurgitating it right back out, because they don't even probably fully conceptualize or even empathize even with some of the things that some of these people have gone through. They don't even have the chance to do that because they don't even know the full context of any of that shit. Nuts. Crazy. That's all I got. Since you stole mine.
Quick doves and L's. Yeah, speed round.
Absolutely.
So tell us what you thought about our doves and L's. You can also give us your doves and L's in the comments below. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Come back next Wednesday, every Wednesday at 10 a.m. for another Dubs and L's segment.
Absolutely. And make sure that you check out our previous Dubs and L's where we discussed the Houston lady once again for a part 2. So make sure that you go ahead and check that out. And then obviously check out our playlist of Dubs and L's where we've gone back and covered previous weeks. And then obviously make sure you subscribe. We'll do this every Wednesday at 10.